want to shift to Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. In the offseason, I doubted Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers. I said the Pittsburgh Steelers were going to be an 8-8 football team. I did not expect them to make the playoffs. I said this team had a very good defense, but lack of perimeter weapons on the outside of wide receiver and tight end. I wasn't a huge believer in the wide receivers that Pittsburgh had, but so far those wide receivers look pretty good. And I also had questions about Ben Roethlisberger, as Ben Roethlisberger last year suffered a major injury. And Ben Roethlisberger, for what it's worth, he's 38 years old, and he's coming off a major surgery. I have my concerns. I think that those concerns were somewhat warranted, somewhat, fair, unfair. You guys can judge that. But I will say Pittsburgh so far during the 2020 NFL season through 3 games has been better than I thought. The offensive line's played pretty well. The defense has been doing damage like I projected they would. Juju Smith-Schuster has looked good. Deontay Johnson has looked good. James Washington has looked good. Ben Roethlisberger is spraying the ball around to these guys. Eric Ebron is a pretty good red zone target. And Chase Claypool, their rookie wide receiver out of Notre Dame, has made some big splashy plays, And so far, Pittsburgh is 3-0, but here's the thing. I'm not quite sold on Pittsburgh just yet. I want to see Pittsburgh, play for about another 2 weeks or so. I think that if they can beat Philadelphia and whoever is up next on their schedule, if they can, look good in their next couple of games, win or lose, I might be all in on Pittsburgh being a playoff team. The only reason why I've kind of pushed back on Pittsburgh being a playoff team is just because the 3 teams they have beaten have been the Giants, the Broncos, and what's the other team? The Texans. Yes, the Texans. And all 3 of those teams have been combined for 1 win on the season. So I want to see if Pittsburgh is for real, because when I look at Pittsburgh and their roster and when I watch the games, they pass the eye test. But I want to see them go up against a legit opponent before I kind of say, hey, Pittsburgh, I'm all in. But the one thing that I can admit is I think that Ben Roethlisberger is still capable of playing at a high level. I could question the Pittsburgh Steelers and whether or not they're going to melt down the stretch because, in 2018, the team at one point was 7-2-1 through 10 games and missed the playoffs. So we've seen the Pittsburgh Steelers unravel in the past down the stretch. But I will say, I whiffed on Ben Roethlisberger. If the Steelers are going to miss the playoffs or underperform this year, it's most likely not going to be based on Ben Roethlisberger. Maybe Ben, shows up late in the season and is looking washed. Maybe he doesn't last the full season, but so far so good from the eye test in regards to Ben Roethlisberger. I've loved what I've seen from Ben Roethlisberger. I think that Big Ben Roethlisberger is officially back, man. I doubted Big Ben, but Big Ben, he's moving around pretty well. He's still very accurate. He's been making very good decisions. There is still some zip to the football. He still has that big, strong arm that we all know and love him for. He had an 84-yard touchdown pass to Chase Claypool where he just flicked the ball 50 yards down the field with ease versus the Denver Broncos. Chase Claypool did the rest, ran for about 30 yards for a touchdown. There was also a touchdown to Eric Ebron in the back of the end zone. It was a thing of beauty. He also hit Deontay Johnson on the run for a touchdown versus the Denver Broncos, where he just ran outside the pocket and delivered a dart in the end zone. That was a great throw. And listen, man, I doubted Ben Roethlisberger, but I think that Ben Roethlisberger is still a quarterback that is more than capable of winning you a Super Bowl and more than capable of playing at a high level. Ben Roethlisberger, in my opinion, is officially back. And listen, Ben Roethlisberger really worked hard in the offseason. There was an interview that he did with Kirk Herbstreit on Monday Night Football. I listened to it before the Monday Night Football game versus the New York Giants. And he talked about, some of the things that, he was focusing on in the offseason. He talked about getting into the right shape. He talked about, still feeling that he has a lot to offer the game of football. He wanted to return for his teammates, and he wanted to get back to playing some Pittsburgh Steelers football. Ben Roethlisberger, you can tell he put in the work. You can tell his rehab went very well. You can tell the surgery went very well. And Ben Roethlisberger's arm looks good as new, man. He's moving around. He's making plays. And listen, man, you got to be able to have good quarterback play in today's NFL if you want to win a Super Bowl. You know, we saw the San Francisco 49ers, kind of hide Jimmy Garoppolo for the full season up until they faced Patrick Mahomes, and they could hide Jimmy Garoppolo no more. Jimmy Garoppolo had to make the throws to win the game. He could not. Patrick Mahomes did make the throws versus the 49ers defense, and the Chiefs won the Super Bowl as a result over the 49ers, despite the 49ers maybe having a more complete roster. So Ben Roethlisberger, I doubted him. I was wrong about Ben Roethlisberger. Not quite officially sold on Pittsburgh. If I were to guess right now if they make the playoffs, I'd probably say yes. But again, I've seen in years past where Pittsburgh has unraveled down the stretch. So I'm not officially going to say that I was wrong about Pittsburgh. I want to wait about a couple more games. I want to kind of see them play, some better teams before I say, hey, I'm on the Pittsburgh bandwagon. But so far, Pittsburgh looks good. And Ben Roethlisberger is officially back. He's playing at a high level. In the past couple of years, we've seen Jimmy Garoppolo get to a Super Bowl. We've seen Nick Foles get to a Super Bowl. We've seen Jared Goff get to a Super Bowl. A little while back, we saw Joe Flacco get to a Super Bowl in, I believe, 2013. It was either 2013 or 2012. Joe Flacco got to a Super Bowl. We've seen a washed-up Peyton Manning win a Super Bowl. The way Ben Roethlisberger is playing right now, he is more than capable of playing at a high level in the playoffs and leading the Pittsburgh Steelers to a Super Bowl title. I doubted Ben Roethlisberger, and I was wrong. And he is capable of playing at a high level and going out there and winning you a Super Bowl, no doubt about it. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juice Alert Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big-time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juice Alert Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.